Hi again, Cybersect. How are you? How's the day going? I see you were lurking probably earlier when a YouTube video triggered the bot for no reason. Because they said nothing. They didn't say a single bad word, but it still triggered the bot. That was crazy. That was crazy. uh, I'm back to the weird things where for some reason I start the stream and I start the stream, not really, but like I prepare to start the stream and weirdly enough I get tired, like tired just before we start, which is really making no sense. Chris, how I work on it. Good day. Ah, I don't know. Not much happened today, which is crazy. I mean, a lot of things happened, but not much happened. I feel so useless. I was in my Japanese class today, and nothing works. Nothing works. My head doesn't work. My reading doesn't work. My speaking works, but my understanding didn't. And yeah, it's a pain. It is pain. Today is pain. Today has been really bad, and I hate it. Yeah. I'm reaching the point where in Japanese, um, it's frustrating me too much to not have the capabilities to do the regular language learning things. Like I cannot do that. That's not an option anymore. That has never been an option. Anything that is school related has never worked. So right now, the thing that I need to do is read, which will never happen. Good job on the streak. 40 is pretty good. And that um, I need to read books or read text or read things, and then when there is a word or a kanji or something that I don't understand, I need to look for it on the dictionary or look for its meaning or its reading. And that's has never been an option for me. It's either the word is forced onto me across readings and readings and readings, and then it breaks my brain at some point, and it's like, oh yeah, I get it now. I do understand it. Or I will never learn that character. So yeah, I've reached that step where the school doesn't really help. The books that I have don't really help. The other options that I have, which I don't help either. And yeah, it's annoying because I'm paying so much uh, for my classes during the week that I wish I made some progress, but it I'm making progress. Let's be clear. I'm making a lot of progress, but I'm not making enough progress for my perception, taste, things. Uh, so we'll see. It's going to take a while. It is going to take a while, but we will see. It's just so weird. Anyways, Chris, how are you? How was the weekend? It's still the weekend for me. How was the Tuesday? Ish. Right now, not really Tuesday. In it. Uh, based on the title of the stream, right underneath me, the thing that I showcased on Monday fully reverted. Again, it's the third time that I'm fully reverting the iCloud sync. The reason for that, for today's revert, which happened 3 hours ago, was basically I thought about it for more than a second and figured that having live real-time sync in between devices makes absolutely no sense for um, a language learning app, because the probability of someone practicing on their iPad and their iPhone at the same time is uh, not zero. Like, it's never zero, but it's close to zero. So yeah, I fully reverted then, and now I need to reintroduce something new. But it's just ha, Stony, hi, work on it. 50 times. God damn, damn confettis. Damn silver confettis. They need to be bigger. Uh, they were nice, but yeah, 100 is gold confettis. Uh, yeah, I think it should be a bigger confetti. Maybe I will add some other things. Yeah. So yeah, so that happens. I don't know. It feels weird to once again revert the entire thing, and right now it's not working either. I've been trying to fix the thing and using all of the AI assistants that I have at my disposal, and nothing works. So I'm probably gonna revert again to get something that is kind of, you know, uh, yeah, so that would be good. It's not written, that's not necessarily something that I have explained entirely, but the price of the end stream is doubling every time someone redeems it. Because otherwise, everyone that has been watching for the same amount of time, we would just have end stream, end stream, end stream, end stream back to back. So in order to make it fair for the only people that are basically allowed to do that, which are the people that have been there for a long time. Yeah, but Stony redeemed it, so you need one more year now. It's also like one of these things that is not supposed to be achievable, and I feel like I should put it at 1 million points. Like the feed peak, I mean, a lot of streamers have feed peak as an option for channel point redeems, but yeah, you have spent so many points, yes. Yeah, fit pictures, fit pic. They are fake, but they are 1 million points, and because no one in the history of like I didn't start the stream back up right after when you did it. I honored the redemption. Yeah. I don't know. I could take the day off. However, that would break the stream streak, like the regular stream streak of a lot of people. Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure. Like I have so much stuff to kind of fix in terms of the app. That yeah. Beige, welcome back. Probably never. Still never. I'm doing my best to not use the PC as much as I can. Right now, I just have an issue with the mic triggers. uh, which are the stillness like needing streamer bot, and I can't figure it out otherwise uh, on my own. I know Stony has this figured out already on a browser source, but it doesn't work as a browser source inside of OBS because OBS doesn't allow for mic capture of browser source. So it's annoying. Um, so it needs to run on the browser somewhere else. You know. Yeah. You got some good feedback on your apps. Good. What feedback did you receive that are good? Because that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Potentially. What is your question? What's the question? Today is officially a creation day, but we have some things to review. I know. I know. Yeah. I just sorry. I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. Um, it's yeah, it's fascism all over again here. I yeah. I mean, it's just the far right, very much racist party of France, which you know. I don't, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really care. I know that again, France and French in general are pretty much racist in all fronts. I have issues with that, obviously, but you know, I can't really do much. As in my neighbors, which are not visually French, I'm gonna say that. When they bought the apartment, the other neighbors that were in the other side that now have moved on, um, we had a chat when they moved in, and they were like, "These people, they're not French, right?" With a bit of a weird disdain in their voice. So that was, I mean, it's just everywhere. It's annoying. It shouldn't be there, but it's still there. So you know. Uh, Cat, hi, hold on. I didn't read the last message you sent. Just so you know. Um, Beige, what are you talking about? The amount of hours I poured into what? Into Slate? Not much, to be honest. I probably poured like 6 hours. um, and then you say some extra visiting rooms here and there, but the main thing is searching. Yes, which was the plan, which is what I said when we had that big argument, and then you didn't listen to me. Huh? No, I'm kidding. Um, when you say the main thing is searching, as in the main search is not good enough, or the main search is supposed to be more visible than what it is right now? Is that the thing that you're saying? I'm guessing that's what you're saying. It probably is. Would make sense. It would make sense. The fact that it's not combined. App dash dev. Which one is it? You know me by now. Which one is it? I did check it out. View dot app dev. Um, you changed so many times. Okay, in the beginning it was just no mercy, and then we were good with it, and the more time passed, the more URLs we got. So this is annoying as fuck. But but it works. So what you're saying is that here, if I'm on libraries, for example, and I'm searching something, I'm going to search the library. But then if I'm on music and I'm searching something, it's going to be music only, right? And it's not combined. That's what you're saying? Yeah. I mean, from what you said, um, yeah, it should be simple. It should be app.nomercy.tv and then be good. And then dev.nomercy.tv and then be good. Props. Welcome on in.
Props_TV raided my stream with 17 viewers.
Thanks a lot for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you're good. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm AOA. I'm the helping designer. If you have any design questions, as always, feel free to ask. Today's a creation day, so if you want me to take a look at something and create something, we can do that. But yeah, we do design around here. Welcome on in. What did you do? As always, if you want to raid and run, do that. If you want to stay, that's appreciated. But yeah, welcome on in. Nice to see you raided. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, that can happen. 100%. 100%. If you share a link in chat, I can take a look. And you've been working with Laravel. That is going to make someone happy. In the chat.
Cookie MC 337 is now following.
Cookie MC, thanks a lot for the follow. I appreciate it. That's a lot of emotes at once. And Stoney, you're saying the issue is that the video result can show every existing show or movies that has existed, but I don't have the luxury for music. I see. Yeah, because you don't have the database that works with it, right? Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's take a look. Damn, that looks cool. Oh, I can go full screen now. Now with me being a pill on the side of the stream, I can be full screen, which is pretty good. Okay, I see things that don't work, but yeah. Before I say anything, as always, what are the type of feedback you want to receive? How critical do you want me to be? And yeah, I guess the last one is going to be how much details you want me to point out, or how much things you already know that you're probably going to say, yeah, I know that. I see many things. I see many things already, and we are only on the first without scrolling. You hate critics on your works? Cool. So, one thing that I saw from the raid message that you sent, you have like that O with the cross inside as your emote, which is really good. Hi, Coder. Hi, welcome on it. Which is also here. So that's a neat link in between your branding and your website and your stream. So that's good. Hugo, hi, welcome on. Welcome back. The thing that I'm seeing that I don't like, personally speaking, is this. Your live button is bigger than your Instagram and light mode, dark mode button. I would have a fixed height You know, just because, you know, consistency would be good in either direction, to be honest, either one way or the other. But man, that's the first thing that just jumped to me or at me for this, which is debatable. The second thing is this section right here, the space you have in between your text bottom is much bigger than the space you have in your text left or right. So with these two sides, it seems a bit cramped on both sides, specifically on this one. To me, it looks really, well, really cramped. So I would just bump the left and right padding, margin, padding on this one to make it the same thing, more consistent and visually giving you a bit more breathing room. But yeah, that's a nice thing. The transition is pretty nice. I saw something else that I'm gonna touch on in a second, which is this right there. Uh, why is it why is it gray? Why is this gray? It should be white. It should be white. Consistency again. That should be white and black instead of gray and gray. I guess you probably just have made the shape and then added the shape and you know didn't do much about it. But yeah, details. Don't worry about it. It's fine. The the font is great. I like the font. I like fat ass font, so this is really good. The other thing that I'm seeing as details, um, contrary something like Fiverr, yes, kinda a bit better because it's aimed towards creative in the essence of the platform, but it's also accessible for everyone. So it is for freelancers and people that want to have like gigs on the side. But yeah, it is basically Fiverr, a bit more expensive, and there is an expectation of quality that is higher, so therefore you can kind of charge a bit more. If you're a designer, dev, a sales manager, or something that wants to have like or already have a bit of a freelance gig, it's pretty good. It does require you to create a massive profile, as in order to be discovered and be successful on Contra, you basically need to have a full portfolio in. So yeah, it's yeah, kinda. I wouldn't say Behance is a good reference, but why not? This is fun. These buttons have good transition animation. That's fine. I like that. I would I I that night I like it. Um, fun. Fun is always good. It helps and it creates something that the user remembers. Maybe they will spend like 16 minutes on the site just to try to, you know, sneak on it. Can't do that. Anyways, moving on. Um, that's half weird. The fact that the header is sticky this way, I just noticed it because since the beginning it was kind of fine, but now it feels kind of weird. Uh, debatable, debatable. You have the same effects on the buttons, which is really good. Illustrations are good. They are on par. Like to me, they are on style. Suddenly, hi, welcome back. How are you? These cards are good. So that's nice. And if that's a live thing, You've been live for 4 hours and for 4:20. That's that. I don't know if it's true. It's nice. And Stony was here. Yes. uh, nice transition. Nice transition. Nice transition. Mm-hmm. That's weird. That that's weird. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I get it. I think two are okay, but three kind of breaks the whole thing, at least in my head. Um, you have a good thing, you might want to, you know, match the design here. So you have your illustrations and other thing that are using the black, let's see, let me go back there, really black outline with a bit of a white drop shadow. And so you might want to have something similar here with potentially having like a black drop shadow instead of the color drop shadow, or maybe a black outline and a colored drop shadow just for the sake of, having a bit of a change. But yeah, that's pretty nice. You have a ton of transitions happening, which is, I would say, pretty good. Um, but the only thing that is really weirdly placed to me at this point is this section. Like the header is melting into the view, and I basically lost the navigation. Like here, you're good because it makes sense. It matches the rest, but as soon as you're on a dark background, or if there is some content, it's kind of off the place. So it to me, it's kind of weird. Um, but yeah, the rest is really good. The micro interaction you have on your logo that is basically rotating while you're scrolling through the page is it's fun. Uh, doesn't change much, but it's fun. The light mode, sorry, it's better. Lately, a lot of light modes are much better than dark mode, and it seems mostly something that is related to uh, we've seen dark mode for the past 8, 10 years, and a bit of a change really stand out. So if it is based on, I mean, I know that dark mode is always better, but it's also not. So that's a potential detail. Nonetheless, the website is really good. I can't really roast much, to be honest. I can see things that needs to be fixed, as in this corner radius right here. If you've been on the stream before, you know that I really have a thing for corner radius. But yeah, it's not visible in dark mode, but it's visible in light, and you can see it here as well. You have like a difference in corner radius here and there. But overall, really good. Yeah, it is a very famous issue, that radius having basically the frame not being clipping the content, and therefore when you're doing the frame, you have your image or your content that is just bleeding out. So you add a corner radius to it, and you forgot the amount of radius you have on the main frame, and you end up with something that is different. And right now it's like a, a two. Maybe you have a one at 10 and one at 12, and that's it. Uh, or maybe they are the same, and because it's inside, it just create that thing, which is really weird and annoying. But it doesn't really matter. Uh, it's good on light mode though, unless oh yeah. So it's good on light mode, but it's broken on dark mode. That's cool. That's good to know. That is good to know. I think my main issue with the top section right there is I would keep that. I would keep the corner here and a sliver of gray at the top when scrolling through. So maybe stopping somewhere around here to have like a coherent, consistent side value, like these two things on the left corner, same thing on the right, to be honest. To have the entire thing framed, and if you continue scrolling, it keeps that shape rather than clipping flat here, because you still keep that corner right there, but you don't keep it here. So I would potentially say, I don't know, having a mask or something, or making the whole shape. I don't know how that would work, to be honest. I am thinking about it right now. I don't know, but maybe, 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 maybe it's just an image on top of when there's VG on top of. Um, but yeah, that's details. It's just because it feels weird when we are here, like flat there, rounded there, like that. That's out of place for me. Uh, so yeah. And then here is really weird. Let me see why it doesn't work in my head. I think it's the background color, the fact that they have the same background color. That's that might be the reason. Kira, why? What on it? Like here, you basically have a divot inside of your main container, or your initial first container, which is your hero header. So it's indented inside of it. That's the notch that you have. So that's really nice. And it's a nice idea, it's a nice concept. But then when you reach, so it's still notched right there, like that is still notched. But if you reach this point, it should transform into something that is different. Maybe something that is floating, maybe something that is indented or different. I don't really know, but maybe making it a deeper element, as in, let me see. I'm just gonna take forehead on this one. Maybe if you had something that was doing that, that's in half pixel, that makes no sense. Right, so we here and here. So if we double the size, we end up there. Cool. That is my 19. Okay. That's my hero header thingy. If it was something that was taking that color, but maybe a tad darker, and potentially just a smidge, like right, it's not much darker, maybe just for the sake of right now, I might just go a bit deeper and have some sort of an inverted effect. So instead of having like a drop shadow, it would have like an inner shadow, so that it's recessed inside of. the shape, I'm gonna put that like 100% so that we see the the shadow itself. It's not what I would recommend ever, but you know, for the sake of right now. Uh, and so it's just like this divot that is in the background of the whole website. Maybe you could also have um, something like this. And so when you are here and you're scrolling through the page, it's just going to be a divot that is cutting out the whole content. So when you reach the end and you get out, you still have that divot that is deeper in the website because your navigation is always accessible and it's just in the foundation of the page. I'm going into bullshit territory of designers right now, so that don't listen to me. But you see what I'm saying? Like potentially having like a bit of a more interesting, deeper thing. Um, potentially to help to make it like a real cutout could work for me or a bit better, which would imply it would imply something as maybe when you start scrolling, this element, the green, is going to pop up back at the top above your container so that your navigation container might stop around here, for example, and then it stays indented. But then when you continue scrolling, that green is popping up there. That could be an option to keep it flat, but that would make this whole thing basically floating. So that is debatable, I guess, from a you point of view. Like, shit, bitch. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. So I might say something like this, right? So you have like your divot, but then when you start scrolling, it just continues, and therefore you have like a bit of a green that will pop back up. So it's a visual indentation on the entire website, which will revert or avoid that issue for me, at least for me, to just be the same color. I think that's my main problem with it. Nonetheless, the rest of the website, very good. Just everything is really on par with the design. Like your branding is really good. Your illustrations are all the same. Your buttons are all the same. Most of your paddings are the same. The radii are okay. And just this thing that I don't know why it really threw me off, but it did. But everything seems pretty good. Like your outline, the dotted outline is really good. I like that a lot for accessibility. I think it's pretty nice as well. Um, and then you have this weird ass thing on the side. That's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I do agree. It's simple, but it works. That's nice as well. I guess. I like the main transition. I like the concept of the transition. I do think that the logo Twitch button, which is now the right size, I'm guessing because you are not live anymore based on the API. They shouldn't move. Like they have a bit of a fade in back in their spot, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, But yeah, goddamn, that's a big ass word. 1 second. Uh, that's neat. I like that. That's weird though. Okay, cool. I found something else that I can roast. This is weird. You have reverted your initial image thing, so your image are white with a black outline, and now you have a black input field, which makes sense, with a white at the top. And so that means the direction in which things are going are inverted. Like this one is going down when this one is going up. So that goddamn, I just made a logo that looks like this inner shape, and I didn't know the Cloudflare had that. God damn it. Uh, but direction wise, it's a bit inverted. I guess for you, it's probably this direction. Um, so yeah, I would change that. I would change these to be have the white thing at the bottom, uh, just for consistency's sake. Would make more sense. Would make more sense. Specifically, that button needs to, like, that white outline is is weird. Also, you have a double text right there. That's not what we want. It is not. And I know it looks like we could, but no. But yeah, like that makes more sense. I would say I may have a bit of an issue with this, um, like transition, as in right now you have this element that is an extra shadow um, to your effect. So it's like a 4/4, let's say, with a 0, and let's put that in red for now at 100%, so it's fully visible. Basically, what you need to do is take that, instead of adding another shadow that is going to be like further down, in order to have something that is more natural, you either go inset, so it's closer to the floor, or you go outside to make it like bigger. So essentially for you, it's going to be 8/8 to have like that distance happening with the offset, like negative offset at the same time. So you basically move your shadow by 2 and you move your button by 2 on the other direction. So it creates that difference. And I don't think I would have the ability to do such thing inside Figma. Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of non-transitioning, but you know. Change to yes, instant, not smartly made, but that's a shadow. That's gonna be an issue. Yeah, shadow have a bit of a hard time doing that every time. Just makes no sense. Kind of better, but still wrong. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea, okay? Instead of having like a third layer popping in, that's the only thing that I would say would be kind of weird for me. So it's just animating the transition on the shadow rather than adding another layer. I think that would make more sense. You already have the offset transition, so that's really good. But if you just make that shape, secondary shape of the shadow, a bit move as well in the transition, during the transition, that would make it much better. Other than that, again, things are really good. You have nice transition when things popping in and out. Page transitions are good. The content is well based in terms of branding. Everything is on par. Um, so I do like that a lot. And yeah, it's not too overwhelming, which I was kind of scared of because of the green. Do love the green though. But overall, everything really good. Good job. No much roast, to be honest. I'm kind of sad about it. Just distance here and there, and these corners. Damn corners. God damn. God damn. Devs and Rages. That day, I should have. I will write a book called Devs and Rages. Because I have things to say. I have things to say. But yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good. Your color scheme is really good. I like it. It's just this one is also kind of off theme. Like this is the theme, and that's weird off there. But everything is really good. Yeah. Good. Let me read that big ass message that Chris sent because I need to do that now. You said have a client build a platform maybe 4 years ago for around 10K, originally asked for 20, but you caved. That happens. They host through my company, which is bad, and always pay the bills on time, which is good. So they emailed asking for content update, mostly small text changes, a few slight things that's slightly larger, did not mention payment, sad. So, what Stony asked, did you offer future updates? That's the good thing. Have a good rest of your day, Prof. Thanks a lot for the raid again, and take care of yourself. And thank you for sharing your website. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you offered 90 days extension, then it's past that. It's been 4 years. So, that makes sense. No free extension. So you send an email with the explanation, which is basically what Stony just said, which is good. I think what I would say or what I would do would be simply happy to do that for you. Here is the invoice for the task at hand. However, just so you know, your website is outdated, so we need to update you to something else that would add up to that. But because you are returning clients, I'm giving you like a 25% discount or something. I don't know, make up some bullshit, and that can always work, I think also, yes, just sending the cost estimate is really good. I think Stony really answered everything I was about to say, so I don't need to look at chat. You might get erased, Stony. You won't, but yeah. um, yeah. Yeah, I think basically if it's just the update, and you just do the update and it takes you 30 minutes, you might say, um, you might say, well, we can do that. That's fine. We can change the content and have your website updated in no time. However, based on the current thing that we've done together 20 years ago, 10 years ago, um, things are now outdated and we need to update you for security reasons and safety and all that. And then with that in mind, they might say, okay, so that will take 2 weeks, and 2 weeks of work can be um, like build. But I don't know. I feel like that would be pretty good. Also, I'm just seeing that someone landed. I didn't see that happen. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Good job. There you go. Good job on landing. And also, yes, that is 100% on them. 100%. That is not something that you would have been able to prevent them to just not fire someone. Um, yeah. Ah, it was so close. God damn. But yeah, I would do that. I would say happy to see you're still in business. Lol. Yeah, happy to do that for you. Here is the cost estimate of what we would have to do for this specific update. However, I noticed blah 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 blah. If you want me to include that in the invoice, we could. That would be around blah 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 blah. You know, the usual. And then maybe they said, well, we can't afford that security update just yet. So it's going to be just the first one. Maybe the first one is like, I don't know, $200 because it's going to take you 30 minutes. But you say that it's going to take you 2 hours. You know. Yeah, but it's still there. That's the issue. If it was like a half an hour ago, it should have been removed from the stream since then. It's not supposed to be static. But yeah, also they should have maintained the relationship with the person that is updating the website, and then when the person, which is your brother, decided to leave the company, they should have had like a bit of a passation transition thing that made someone else in the company able to update the website or their product. You know, I think personally speaking, I think I would do that. Would have done that in my company, which I don't have. But I mean, I do, but I don't have workers. Anyways, back to this. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Thank you. um, you sure you want to leave right now? I know that you only have access to the MovieDB database for uh like for movies, and that the search is much better for there. I don't know. Like I think I said in the beginning, I think in the first versions of the not that in the first version of the design, uh, I I think I did something similar in terms of search. The ID was probably like an omni search with access to everything because that made more sense in my head. Um, but then again, I don't think I kept the design we've done in the past much, just because it made no sense to me. But yeah, I feel like I put like the search in the sidebar or the search in the center of the site at the top in the beginning. That's what I have in mind. I don't know why, but they, you know, memory is not good. Ah, it's not that good. It's not that good. Specifically today. Today is really weird. But I get it. I appreciate it though. Thank you. But yeah, I remember having the search bar here as a global thing or specific thing here if it was like specific and global here. Nonetheless, um, I think the main point on having a global combined search, I don't know if it's a good idea. I like the concept of a global search. I will always like it because it makes more sense. It makes things go faster and you can navigate your content better. But I I think I would have kept the separation in between the two, personally speaking. Like if I'm looking at Plex, for example, it, from memory, I don't remember uh, it being split. I think it was combined. Again, it's been a while. But I don't know. It's yeah. Well, if you want like an omni search, the regular thing that we used to have is a search bar that is always there. That is like the basics. I think I do have something in my past work that is similar, that was the same content or the same concept. Um, if I have that in the graveyard, I guess maybe. Apparently not. Apparently not. Good to know. Um, yeah, some of that old thing doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, that search was basically an omni search. I don't remember though. That's the thing. I don't know where I put it to make sense. That's not it. That's not it either. God damn it. I know I did it. That's the thing. Um, I just don't remember where I put it specifically on this one. Uh, I think it's considered as a menu on my side. Something like this, but it's not this one. It is not there, obviously, when I'm looking for something. As always, it's not there. So, you know. Nonetheless, it's basically an omni search, so omni search is going to be pretty simple overall uh, of a concept. I think we have a full article on that specifically in the reading list. Let me see. Let me see. It's been a while though that it has been posted in there, so it's probably 3 years old, 2 years old. Um, and I don't think searching for this would help, but I'm gonna try. Uh, Yep, nope, that's not it. That is not it. We had like a full article about Command K as a general design pattern that popped in. Um, which this one was really good. It's not the same thing, but this one is really good as well. Nonetheless, it's not the thing that I'm looking for. It's about the same time, I think, from memory again. It's been a while. Uh, I don't think I'm gonna find it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna give up on the search because we have shared so many things. Uh, yep, I'm not searching more than it. Um, so the usual thing that we have is in terms of search behavior rendering is you put priority based on the current page. So if you're looking for something and you type like a specific name, for example, and you are in the home page, you would display everything because the home page, at least for me, should have the videos, but also should have a carousel with your music or something because it's part of the app. So if I start searching, this search should give me the full control of everything. And so my output um, should be, I don't know, it's just type Marvel here because it works. Should have potentially something like, because I'm on home from my search, I may have like half of my result being from movies, half of my result being from music, and then having a see everything or see all, type of thing. 64 other results, blah, 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 like load more type of shit. Here, or load more in music so that you can just have a pre-call to movies and videos and a pre-call to music in general. If you have other things like images, I don't know how that would work, but that might work. Um, but I think that's how you can do it. So you can either split vertically or side to side, like horizontally, which is kind of sad because it's weird because it's like two vertical things, but it's horizontal, It's two columns. Um, the one with videos, one with music, if you have results. But then again, I don't know. Um, right, like that search, which I don't think works for now, uh, is debatable. But that's I would say that's the initial thing, the initial way of combining search in terms of results, and um, I think uh, that's not necessarily the one I was talking about, but it's kind of similar, where you have things like this basically. So you have like your most likely result, and then your all other results. So for you, you would have like your initial first things for movies and secondary for music. Um, Music brains only give me images for albums for artists I need to call to find out and pray to have some things. Yes, I remember that. I remember that. And what we said was there is no free API for music, right? The MovieDB is good, but it doesn't exist for music in a free way, with the same free way. But yeah, it's basically the spotlight, right? The thing that I have here. And if I search for Marvel, I would have things that are related to my documents. I would have things that are related to the internet and all of that. So if like that's again split is what I have in mind. So that see more, show more for my PDF, for example, um, kind of would be what I have in mind with a view like this, probably, where you have the whole like carousel of things for movies and albums and in person and all that, rather than having like a day. But I think the main issue you have isn't the fetching; it's mostly the combining, right? I think they are tagged by default, and they are also tagged by the fact that the Mac can read the images. So since there is the logo in there, it's recognized. It's really good. At least for me. That's what I forgot. But yeah. I think what would be good is a combination in terms of visuals where you have like 2, 3 carousels based on what you have. So if you currently are um, if you currently are on the what's the name? God damn it. Good, good. Morton, hi, welcome on. How are you? So yeah, if you're currently in the library, I would have movies and TV shows up in the results as carousels. So movies, TV shows, actors, uh, potentially extras, but I doubt someone would search for an extra. Like who was the boom operator on that movie already? I forgot. You know, uh, eh. No, I know we're not here. I'm saying if we are here, like if we click on the search button and the going to the search page is coming from routes directory or right routing is coming from movies, the result that we see here are first movies because that's where I'm coming from. If I was on music and I click on search, I'm ending up on the same page, but I want to have music related result first because I was on music a second ago. So it's just routing systems in my head at least. That's also why I'm mainly saying it should uh, be splitted because it makes more sense. Like if I'm on music, I click on search, I'm probably gonna look for some music. If I'm on libraries and click on search, I'm not gonna look for music. Not necessarily. I mean, I could, but most likely, if I'm currently looking for a movie, probably gonna look for a movie. So, um, that could work. It's just not the. I mean, you could do that. Let me do that. You could do um, it's in components. You could do something like this, maybe. Let's not do that. You know what? That's a button. Let's do a tab. I guess that would be, I guess, a segment control for me, just to make more sense. And we want that to be, I should have done that the other way around. My bad. Like that. And I would personally do something like this. Just gonna be bad, but you know. Do I have a segment fill? I don't have a segment fill. It happens. It happens. That's interesting. um, yeah, I'd probably do something similar to that. Maybe as in, maybe has a left icon, probably doesn't have a right icon, probably not have a tag, and you would have like search media, and then this one is gonna be search music, right? As a potential, even though that's bad. Like I don't like this. In the current state of things, there has been this one. You probably have, if you have been on the internet for the past 3 days, you probably have seen it. I will see this one, which is basically putting a cartridge in. You want to do that? Yeah. It's a nice idea. I don't think it's practical at all. But it it's fun. It's fun. It's memorable. It doesn't work, but you know, maybe it changed, Chris. Maybe it changed in 4 years. Maybe it changed. You never know. Anyways, that is an option, but that's basically what I'm thinking of. Not really. Um, I don't know. Sorry. Uh, bitch. That's not. I don't like this concept, but it works. Um, I'd say it works almost better in a way. Um, but it's the same concept as this. It's a yearly, monthly thing where you define what you want to search. Um, that's a toggle, so it's basically like a segment control, which is why I had that in the beginning. But having that switch could be the way. Um, it's just something's wrong about it. I think I know what it is. Hmm. I'm doing that really badly for purpose, on purpose. Uh, maybe. Yeah, you can reuse that. You can reuse that if you wanted to. Retake, bitch, where you at? Retake what we have here as a base. It's just that it's a black background. And that's why I don't like the concept. I mean, the concept is the same. The concept is going to be the same. The thing is the difference that we have here in terms of readability of this element. I feel like it would be better because it's in space and in all that, what I'm the regular thing. But we can 100% just use that, which right now, for some reason, just again, god damn it. See, it just it. Uh, uh, uh. uh, However, as always, there is always a however. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Um, if that is good enough, and if that works in someone's brain, as in, I end up on a website and I have a search, which happen often, and the search is asking me if I want to search for media or search for music, but because I'm not used to this pattern as a user, I might not be able to recognize that it's there. Yeah, I mean, video, music, media, music, whatever, something. Just the fact that you have the ability to toggle the search as a concept, I don't think that's a. Uh, it feels not acquired yet because I don't know any others that do that. You know, so um, I love the whole tariff thing because no one understands what it is, and it's really fun to me. Like so far, Uh, all the videos I've seen, I people just don't fucking understand what it means and what it is. It's really fun to me. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh, oh, I forgot that. Sorry, wrong keys. Wrong keys. So, also, I realize that you know, I'm saying that and I'm not explaining. For those of you who don't know, a tariff is basically something that is like a tax that is added on imports. And so adding a tariff on something, which is what's currently happening in between the US and everything else, is basically saying that the US is just taxing the thing that are imported. And, you know, it, it's just it's just making the people that are importing paying more for importing stuff. To the goal apparently seems to be to force the people that are importing from other countries to basically import and not import, but like buy from inbound instead of outbound. That's basically it. But yeah, the basic thing is because the US needs China. Good job. Um, because the US is uh, needing China for imports and creating everything, um, they're just basically shooting themselves in the foot, and China just doesn't care. China import only 15% of, uh, you know, of what they import anyways. So they can live without it. The other way around is not the case. So that's crazy. Like all the small businesses in the US right now, all the small business owner in the US right now are crying. Uh, really. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to me. Um, yeah. The thing is, the cars from China, again, extremely biased on this one, are so good. Like they are so cheap in general, well made, more powerful than other cars, and in the electric realms at least. Uh, and yeah, yeah, Hyundai is pretty good as well. Hyundai. That search music is pissing me off. I guess that's gonna be my issue. These should basically just be slate 12. Um, but I don't want it to compete with the information. That's the thing. Like, if that search button is too visible and too purple, it's going to compete with the search here. So, so that's the thing for me. Um, that I'm unsure about. It doesn't really make sense. Uh, that's a thanks. We agree. We agree. So yeah. Stoney, that's the main thing for me. I don't know. I'm unsure about the pattern itself to be recognized as something that is kind of known yet. So that's yeah, that's why I'm like debating. Um, Cat, that sounds like a good thing. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. How are you, Malcolm? How's everything? I kind of want to play safe on this one. It'd make more sense. Make more sense. Um, I don't know. Well, that's the issue that I have with film, as as in film, as the icon that we have, like either this one or the claps, is good but not great, and we don't really have the option to make it make sense. Like this icon specifically, that is way too heavy for how it looks, and it attracts the eyes way too much. So the play button is kind of better overall, even though it is used the same, I know. And the film is the same kind of issues that I have with it. It's still F2, and it takes a lot of visual space. So that's that's the debate. That is the debate. You're 30 now. Good job. And you got fired the following day. Congrats. It happens. You did good. Congratulations. You've been back for 2 days now. You've been unbanned last Monday, I think. So, you know. Good on you for not checking. Okay, the main issue that I have right here is that it looks, or in my head, it looks like it's tabs on Google Sheets or Excel at the top of the panel. And it should, or at least it should be, something that is basically this with no radius or whatever at the bottom, so that you kind of understand like how it works. Like you have 0 and 0 around here, and maybe probably like 16, 16 to get tabs thingy, right? But it I had that in mind because I made that I closed the fucking file. I made that last time. With having like a prefix input could work, but it's weird. Like if we get the UI kit, so I can show you what I have in mind, maybe. Maybe, maybe not, maybe. Probably not. It's basically doing this, right? We get a prefix that says search music, and then you type, and then you can drop down and select whatever else option. This is good. It works. right? It's simple. It's an option. It works. It takes no time. You can basically just do that, and you would have like a search video. That's what you said. Um, and then that is an icon, whatever. You know, that that's an option. We can use that as a base. The thing is, this overall pattern is less known than the toggle thing pattern for search. So that's I had that in mind earlier, but it just doesn't make sense. It makes less sense than this, which already don't make sense to me. So that's the thing. To an extent, yeah, it depends. Depends on the load. I'm very uh, Arab when it comes to the load, so I don't really give a shit. No, you meant that, right? That's worse to me. Like that makes the user span the view too much. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same issue. Uh, like I don't think that would be a good idea uh, unless we do something like very much condensed. The best option would be somehow um, not that, but like doing this is kind of weird to me. Yes, that's always the case. That will always be the case. Um, one of the reason why I don't like this, which again it can work, but if we have this as a pattern, and you know it's really square, it again it goes in conflict, at least to me, with oh oh 947. Sorry, um, 947. Yeah, conflict of interest. Uh, oh, you don't have the. You know what? That's true. Also, I could do that now. Um, well, that kind of fixed my issues, though. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Why do you want to leave now? I thought you had a question. God damn it. That could work. Could work. It's so much better though. Makes so much more sense. Yeah. That would make more sense. Okay, so if that's the plan, if that's the direction in which you want to go, which seems to be the case, I think. Oh, I think I need to fix that for sure. That's gonna be bad. That's gonna be so bad. Bones, hi, walk on in. Welcome back. Um, hmm. I'm trying to create that search switch thingy to make more sense right now. I don't like how it looks in terms of visibility. It's not highlighted enough for me. So I think that needs to happen. Also, I just thought about this. If you are a member of the Patreon, you just received a new video today about the Figma Bootcamp, about specifically the basic tools of Figma and how to use it. So that is now live since today, 6:30, which is really good. Which is really good. I guess. You still on that? You're still on that. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. It makes it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I guess 16, 18? No, 16 is pretty good in terms of alignment, but it's kind of weird to have like that level of half roundness. And then these two here should be because this one's supposed to be 1 then. Ugh. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And Chris, you said unselect video. Why? I I think it could work again if it's pre-selected. Uh, oh, yeah. No, my bad, my bad. I thought you said as in the Switch itself. But yeah, if you have this thing pre-selected, if you come from libraries, it's on videos. If you come from music, it's on music by default. That would be pretty good. And if the text in the input changes as well before you start typing, that would be pretty nice. However, the thing that I have seeing here, right? I'm currently on Marvel, looking like I search Marvel here and I'm on music. But then if I go on library and I press search, I don't have Marvel already written in. So you would need to have the field itself. Remember the content that was in it a second ago before you switched the toggle to make it work. But yeah, I would do that. I wouldn't make it that fat. Like it's really wide right there. I don't really mind it, but you know, it it should remain the same. Um, though, no, like Marvel as the word that I searched. So if I like right now, what I'm saying is that if I'm typing here, I'm typing Marvel because I'm looking at music, but then I remember that I wanted to look for Marvel OSTs for like the audios and the music. Just switch to music, and then it keeps Marvel there as the input because it's the input. It's just like toggling between the two APIs for the search. So that could be something. But as Tony said, it could be it should be the case. The thing that I'm thinking about right now is the sad truth of mobile. Because that search right there would need the same design pattern. And I don't know. Also, that big ass preview right there. I fear this has been zoomed in by something. Uh, yeah, that's what I had in the beginning, Chris. That is the initial state of the thing. We put the toggle above um, the search. I don't know. I think mobile could benefit from a potentially better output. That would take more space. Bitch, that's not the right thing. Like if I'm pulling this out from here to here, right? Um, can a bitch stay fixed, please? What did I just say? Thank you. So, Hmm. Nope. I don't want that to happen, but I think I don't have a choice. I think I don't have a choice. Um, I don't want to do that, but it doesn't. Relying on icon only is really bad. It works for some specific type of people, and because we kind of want the thing to be accessible, it needs to work and speak to everyone, which is the usual issue. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I get it. I get That's 28. That makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, that's the plan for me. You wouldn't really gain anything from this. Why am I doing that every time? Like having the switch above, um, and then the input underneath, as you said, Chris, with the icon updating. Uh, it could work, but yeah, this is the best looking one. Um, but it's also not the good one. Yeah, that's what we talked about a second ago when you were not paying attention. We talked about that, doing exactly that as well. Someone is trying to use Figma. God damn it. That's. Just tell me what you want to do, Stony. I can I can do that in the 3 clicks. Hmm. No, I don't know what you mean. You mean like this? Yeah, that's what we said earlier. Which, as said, this is not really a common pattern for a search bar. It's a common pattern for an input field, but not for a search bar, which is what makes it weird. Um, and why I'm kind of not going for it, because it's not something that people would understand by default. It's not a bad idea. Let's be clear, but it's not a good idea either. Ah, it's trying to move the thing in. It's not gonna work. Ah. Ah. God damn it. What do you mean with a curve? Um, yeah, no, that's uh, get that out. I didn't expect anything less from you, Chris. Uh, ah. Oh, well, that's a mistake. What the fuck did I say? Dang. Okay. Okay. Um, I was right. It's just like it's not the right one. I see. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think it would necessarily work. Um, Not against it though, but yeah, we can't really do that. Akira, you should ask Estonia about that. I mean, not technically, you should ask Phil's about that, but yeah. That's good. That's good. I appreciate it. Yes, real name with the 3. Yes, 100%. Bones, we have the same brain cell right now. Exactly the same brain cell. This is shit, Stoney. This is really bad, and this is not feasible. Um, mhm, 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 mhm. That's nice. Kira is currently working on FFmpeg, so I'm saying that potentially Phil's would be a better reference if they have questions. You know. Well, that sounds uh, probable. So how the fuck do I do that? Think. Beyond that and that. Mm, maybe. Denny, hi. I'm thinking 1 second. Drink! Thank you. Grassen, fine as well. Ah, the feasibility of this is annoying, you know, um, for many reasons. That whole thing should have some sort of a 4-4 interval spacing, so it makes sense. Then we take the elevation um, of -30, which is making sense. The thing is, in order to get that transition, we need the like a shape outside that will then be used as a container in another layout frame as well, so that we have something that makes sense. This shape is going to have the same elevation, so that we have the same, colors, whatever. Uh, But because of what you said, you kind of want to have, I mean, you didn't say shit, but you kind of want to have this element take, bitch, take. I'm gonna end some people. What the fuck are you doing again? Um, cool. You basically want this, okay? Um, oh, that's sad news, Ratham. Um, then you basically want this uh, to then be able to merge them together, right? Right here at 0 with no border on this. And bitch, what the fuck? Um, why do we still have a border? There's still a border. It's still there. What? What is this? I see what it is. So we need this, right? And then the issue, and specifically here, the main issue that I have is that this shape, based on what you wanted me to do, needs to basically align kind of like this, not really, but kind of like this, right? To get the transition properly. Um, but it doesn't really allow us to do such thing much. So, yeah. So we kind of need that. And then that. Right, to get your fucking transition thing working, I think. Um, and then this one needs to have that corner at 12. Right, that's what you wanted, I think. The thing is, that is way too visible and way too big compared to the input itself. So I'm really not sure about it. And using a slate alpha on this one at like 6 or 8 could work, but um, and then the issue that I have with that is that we can't really have an outline for this. So that's the main reason why I didn't want to do it in the first place, because this is the only way that we make it programmatically, which is good. And 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 this is not working. But I do like the music. Yes, I agree. I agree. I can't do that. It doesn't go as fast as it needs to be like strobe lights. Um, I can change the frame rate on the camera so it looks like I have banding, which is kind of strobing for LED lights, which is really bad. Which is really bad. Um, yes, she's probably right. I don't like it. there, there is something about it that just makes no sense. On top of the fact that this is the mobile version, so um, in yeah, it basically means that the accessibility of this, the click zone, all of that needs to be very specific, and therefore, right now, it's not really the case. So I don't like it. I guess if we invert it in a way that makes sense, kind of like that, that could work, but it's really a could. It's not a good could. Like, it feels weird. It feels weird. It's pretty bad. I don't like it. But that's roughly the only option we have right now. Um, and I would probably do something like this. But that feels so weird. That feels so wrong as well. It feels like you have enough space to reduce. So that can be at 0, so it could be inner, but we can't really have overlapping elements in either. Like, that's not really an option. Um, it's annoying. Like, that shape that you proposed is really not a good idea. So I think having this splitted like this with that probably as a toggle. But yeah, long, huh? What about it? Yeah, no, it looks like shit. I agree. I agree. It's really bad. It is really bad. I hate it. I hate it. uh, like I want consistency in between the two, right? Because we have this on desktop, so I kind of want to use something similar, or at least as similar as I can make it similar. But when we put it inside, it just doesn't really work. So we end up having to use this with, um, as said earlier, without the text and only only the icons to make more sense, which is okay. But, you know, dang. But then that doesn't make sense to me either. And if we put it on top, um, yeah, the thing is, if we have just an icon, we've been over all of that already. If you just have an icon and a drop down to showcase that, oh yeah, this is an editable element, basically the space that it takes is the same as the icon and the drop down. So that element would be the entire drop down thing, but like you can just tap it and then switch. It's a toggle. So on tap is just invert. That's an option. That's a better option. But it's also really bad. I'm gonna kill people. There. If we are at 8. What? That's what we're trying to avoid. Estonia has currently a bit of a hard time figuring out how to make that work. So we're trying to um, not have both appear in the results. I know. I know. No, not 220, just 20. Um, yeah. Again, I'm going with accessibility values and recommendations, as in here we currently finally have a button that is tappable at 44 by 44, which is the outside thing. And so it's a toggle. Wherever you tap on this, it would switch to the other one. That's the ID, so it's easier to code and have in place. But yeah. That would work for me, Stony. I don't know what you think about, but I, I mean, it wouldn't work, but it would work, right? um, oh, I put it at 10. My bad. No, I didn't put it at 10. Makes no sense. What the fuck is this? Sorry. 1 second. Elevation 10? Oh, elevation minus 10 on this one. God damn. Isn't supposed to be this. It wasn't supposed to be the case. Um, minus 10 on this one and 0 on this one. Cool. And then here, in order to make sure that this is working, we want this to be at 1, which is weird of a change, but it works. It's a bit too visible for me. Like I might just go into, yeah, I mean, 0 is going to be too soon. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Have a good sleep. Yeah, and thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate it. This is going to be an annoying one, but also, you know, it's, yeah, can't do much about it. Can't do much about it. I, eh. I don't like it. I don't like it. AV1 is whatever the fuck you want it to be in the output, I think. As far as I remember, you basically whatever you want for your AV1 encoding, as far as I remember. But again, I have no knowledge there. I am truly unknowledgeable on this department. Yeah, I don't like it. Let me explain. Let me explain why I don't like it. I know you currently don't have this in place, right? That's not how you have it. But this is how I store it. So if you get that at some point, that would make sense. Also, I'm moving my arm way too much for the limited size that I have. The current behavior that we have defined about a year ago now, not really, but almost, is on tap on this, you open the keyboard with the input field that is locked to that specific keyboard. So it's basically locks at the top and then the rest of the content is around here. This, to me, in the version that I define, is the initial native as much as possible native input. So with that in mind, because it's native, you don't have the ability to get toggle inside of it. You don't, I know you don't have this, but at least if you have the toggle that goes closer to the input, that might be a bit of an issue. But yeah, I don't know. Also, this is a 375, which is okay. That's okay. That's an okay size. Okay size. But yeah, other than that, it's fine. We've seen better things before, but yeah, that's already a tiny phone. 375 is a tiny phone in today's day and age. Like when you go into um, these ones, I wish they had like a thing, but let's do 50 mil in width. No, that's tiny. That's not an option. Uh, 70, I guess. Right now, 375 is these phones right there. So they are really, really tiny technically. That's not compatible. I had my dad. My dad had 3 generation past this at home, which was much more interesting. Nonetheless, these are really, really tiny phones. We are currently writing a 375 width for the screen sizes, and that is like this in one at 1x half of this resolution, which is basically what we have here. So these are really tiny, and yeah. I mean, I get it. I get it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But yeah, mostly tiny. I wish I understood what was in there a second ago before I zoomed in, because that that every time I'm zooming in, it just goes out. God damn it. Anyways, it is already based on kind of tiny-ish phone. Um, so we should be fine. We should be fine. The smallest we have in this realm is 320, and so that would just um, give us this, which, if that's precise, it's gonna be around here. So we should be able to get like the movie word, which is what we need. So welcome back. That should be fine. 320 is most of the smallest phone that exists and still exists. Nonetheless, most of the like the tiny phones that have been popping up in the past few years, in terms of sizes, we've had the iPhone mini, which was 320. We've had some of the Zenfone 9, which was a tiny phone but was still a 319 width, in terms of pixels at 1x. And yeah, that's just um, the opposite end of the spectrums is also accounted for with like max width inside of the files. What is your questions, Larkin? That's my question to you now that you're back. So yeah, certainly I would do that. I don't know if this is normally that big. I forgot if I said this needs to be smaller, bigger. Like it's supposed to resize itself, but it doesn't, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Right there, like there's something that is broken. and that's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. Um, yeah, yeah. I think me too. I mean, I think technically it's supposed to be smaller, but right now I don't know why Figma doesn't allow me to just resize things. I can't. I cannot. I do not have the ability to resize something. This makes no sense. It's not a locked layer. It's not. It's not like I can resize this, but I can't resize that. And now I can. God damn. Figma being Figma. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. But yeah, I think we had something like this, roughly, with the arch, right? At the bottom. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think it's skill issues. I would agree with that. Yeah. I guess I don't know why this one just lost the entire plot of his whole radius. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Um, and what email do you want to send them? Like that's the thing. Also, I know that sounds like a nice thing to say, but we're not in the US, and things getting to court, that doesn't really exist in France. You know, uh, like it sounds nice and all, but that is not a thing. We don't have the land of lawsuits in here, so yeah. But that doesn't really get you anywhere. I mean, you can try. Stony, I have a bad idea. um. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, Stony, I remember we didn't talk about it. We talked about it, but we didn't talk about it again today. Um, the augment code uh, .com thingy that I kind of talked about last Monday, they released a new thing today. Not really. That basically say that right now they have the ability to get the entirety of your code base in memory. So maybe it's time to take it out, or take it out, check it out. If you really want to, you know. I don't know if it's true. I don't know how much your whole code base means for them, but yeah, maybe Chris as well. Maybe that's a thing that you could be interested in. To check. It could be something. We never know. We never know. If it really works, if it really gets like the entire thing, that could be interesting. The good thing, again, is that it has a free trial of 14 days, and then you do have the community plan, which gives you a limited amount of um, of messages in total. But because you, Chris, specifically, you are chatting and not agenting, um, that might be a good idea as well. But yeah, um, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm bouncing on the discussion we had on Monday about some AIs not having the ability to get the whole code base in memory, and this one just sent me an email earlier today saying that now we can have the whole code base in memory. So, checking it out. Maybe. Um, so yes, one bad ID, Story. Really, really, just one. um, I don't think this is gonna work. I think I should have done that. Yes, that is true. Have a good rest of your day, Hugo. Take care of yourself. Thanks so much for being here, as always. Um, so you still haven't answered my question, Larkin, about uh, what the fuck do you want to put in the email? Because, you know, there's that. But also, again, I don't think you can go anywhere with these bitches. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It is a fair point. Copy. Oh, that's it. Oh, copy. No, I am extremely small. But but on top of that, I live in a tall space. Uh,
Spitic _ just resubscribed for 4 months.
Speak thanks a lot for the 4 months. Welcome back. How are you? How have you been? I appreciate it. I still haven't fixed this thing. I appreciate it. Well, so I, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here for a second. You have been threatened by a coworker. Good. That's a good point to potentially get some acidic and whatever. Great. So if it goes to court, yes, why not? If you send that to the company, that makes no sense. You should just have a lawyer or something to show your proof and then send that to like the lawyer and the all the things are going to take care of that. The firing you on the spot, that's on you. You have spent, I forgot how many months there working without signing a contract. That's kind of on you. Um, there's nothing to say there. And then based on that, if um like you've just been fired on the spot, uh, that's it's not necessarily a legal thing to do, but also it's kind of rare that this happened. So if it happened, there is probably a reason, and I don't have the reason. Um, so yeah, yeah, I know you signed the contract from the following part, but the thing is, you signed the contract on April 5th, which yeah, but you signed late, so debatable. So nonetheless, I don't think it's a good idea for you to send an email to that company uh, for the sake of just sending an email. Like that would make no changes overall. Change nothing. That makes absolutely. Why the fuck do we have so many? Sorry, so many points. I fear this one. I fear this one is going to be bad, but we'll see. So yeah, don't send an email. That's my take. If you want to poursuivre en justice, do that. Again, I don't think it's a good idea, but you do you. Doesn't really matter. And I will end some people's lives again. Why do we not have a fucking... Oh, that's why. Why is it 2 fucking lines? It's the midpoint in it. Cool. Yeah, that works. God damn, that was a pain. And now it doesn't work. I can't with these bitches. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Figma is just making sure that everything I want to create just doesn't work. Like only this one works. Why? So now that we have that shape, goddamn, we want this to have our elevation head. So it's a bit bigger. Let's make it a 2. That makes sense. Does it work well? It works well. Yeah, I do agree with that, Chris. I do agree. Figma is pissing me off lately. That makes no sense. Oh, it's gonna be dang. Oh, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Yeah, that's also a fair point. I think I need to pee too hard right now, and that's why I can't focus. I'm gonna pee. 1 second. Also thinking about it, I don't think we can um, curve. Bang. Uh, I fear this is supposed to be. It's gonna be right. Yes. I fear this is gonna work. I fear this isn't gonna work much. Could. Debatable. Highly debatable. Uh, so if we have that, that's the curve that we need, and we need both of them to be around there. So the adding point is going to be around here as well. So I'm going to just add a point. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. And delete the rest of the points. And then cry about it. And these two are supposed to take 13, so I'm gonna do that, take all that, put that at 12, so it makes sense for everything. And then here, what we want to have is take our initial tutorial, god damn it, and we are going to get this with the right orientation right about there, so that they are centered and rotated properly. And we can take these and rotate them inside to match the rest. Yeah. No background. Kind of placing it a tad better. So now we can take this one, instead of having this, we can have that. And make sure that this is like not 10. I mean, 10 works. Uh, okay. And so, you know, yeah. I mean, like, if you just want to get into court with, um, you know, with that company, do that. But I don't think it's gonna bring you anything good in the end. Not that it really matters, but you're a dad. Is that the first time? Congrats. I guess. It's a bit tight in the movie department, but also, I don't really care. Have I been drinking? Not lately, no. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I'm just tired. That's usually what happens, sadly. Yeah, the curve should have been a bit more flat. Too late. So, Stony, basically the reason why I'm doing this, right, is simply to potentially uh, match the curve, which right now I didn't do properly. Like I should have done that a bit less strong than what I did. That's my bad. But, you know, it works. I'm not gonna keep that on this file. It makes no sense. Just spend more time for no reason. Um, yeah, I guess that's gonna do it, Stony, in terms of placements, working, potentials in between the two. It kind of works. If you're used to watching it or seeing it on desktop, you are not gonna be lost too much on mobile. Uh, it's still no, I don't want to make the curve things mainly because it's not gonna work. The only thing that we've seen that potentially would work is gonna be what August has done a long time ago now, uh, with a Z, bitch, with a Z, which was we've seen that before. I just forgot the name of the thing in question, um, which is sad because it was good, but it's been a while now, so it is supposed to be somewhere around further than this, way further than this, before WorkOS. Again, I just know the colors of the things, so I'm kind of hoping I just see a glimpse there, like this. Which this one, as you can see, is straight, and having a curved text is not the best option. So, um, yeah. So, yeah, that could be. I mean, it could be a concept, but it's also not really a good idea. So I don't see why I would make you do that. Um, Yeah, but working lows are supposed to be used with working low professional. If you are saying that the company itself doesn't care about the working lows, what do you think they care about your emails? Nothing. So just bring that to a lawyer or someone that is responsible for the working lows, and then figure that out with them. But that's again, I'm not a professional. We are not a professional team of lawyers in chat right now. We're just giving you advices on things that just makes more sense to behave as a human, as we said multiple times. So just do that. You take the thing that you have as in proof of something happened. You put that to someone that is competent, which is not us, and then yeah. Chris, I don't think career is an option anymore. Anyways, so yeah. And then again, France is not a land of lawyers. We are not known to win cases and get money just because we can, right? So the land of lawsuits is the US. If you want to sue someone because they've done you wrong, that's the US. In France, it's not necessarily something that will work. Um, and at the end of the day, as Chris said, if you're known for being someone that fight back for your rights, that's good in some situations, but yeah, it's not necessarily a thing that. Yeah, that's I say. Yeah, I think Chris. I think it's different because the in the US, like when someone has opened a case or something more easily than in France. Like having to know that someone is in an open case somewhere is not necessarily happening. Like we don't really know about it. Um, the only thing that you could be gaining from is the Pôle emploi things, which will give you like a bit of your salary back. You know, is that necessary? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I still don't like it. I don't know what's bothering me so much. that I want it to be fixed. Um, mm, I think again, I think it in my head. It's a creative tabs navigation, but it's just not. Um, yeah, yeah. We don't really do background checks as hiring people around here. Um, or at least I've I haven't heard of a lot of background checks. Um, so yeah, I mean, you know what I'm trying to do, and it's not gonna work. I just want this. I basically just want this. You know, movies, and then the music, and you search something, but I don't know why that doesn't work. Yeah, that's the idea. Like having something that makes more of a search e folder e behavior makes a lot more sense than this. To me, to have like tabs, you can switch tabs, and it works better. But it's a toggle at the end, so both work. It's just like the feasibility of this again in terms of dev is going to be greater than just having a button that is a toggle that you just tap and it switch. So yeah, forget about it. Okay, okay. Um, I guess that works. Anything else? While we are at it, while we are there, while we're there, that's not loaded. That's not what we want. That's not loaded. Um, yeah. Other than that, anything else that you're working on, Stony, specifically? I don't think you have. Also, are you about to make me do that again? What's that? Them devs. Every time. It's so close. It's so close. You're like 2 out or 2 in. But god damn. So, bones. So that you understand what I'm talking about. If you have an element that is right there that has this amount of radius here, which seems to be 46 based on that zoom thing, in order to reach this corner radius to be perfect and good, you would have, let's put that in the outside, a corner radius that matches the distance. And so here, if we match the distance right there, we can see that we have so much space. And yeah, that's the issue. So right now, if we wanted to reach that amount of corner radius to match the inner, we basically need to have this smaller at 24 or the outside bigger. But there is a bit of an imperfection in between the two right now. And that's all I'm pointing out because I can see these things. So when I'm here, it doesn't look like much, but I see. Dang. And so what it creates basically is the distance in terms of the distance we have from this point to that point right there is the specific amount. And then the distance that we have from that point to that point is the same amount. But right now, if we go at 45 degrees, the distance from that corner to that corner is greater, as you can tell right here. So it needs to be bigger, and therefore you have an imbalance in the visual weight of that corner radius. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, but it's just much better if it does match. Like it creates a more homogeneous, balanced thing, you know, dang. Details. It's really nice. It's not much, to be honest. You're probably like at 24 on this one and 16 on this one, and you have too much space, so you need to be at 40 on this one and 16 on this inside one. That's about it. It works. It doesn't really matter. But yeah. Yeah, that's still worse. I think you've went down one unit on both, which it's not. That's better. Still wrong, but better. If I go at 1x, because that's where it is, that's my 1x thing. So specifically, we have that. You're currently at 8, I think, based on placements. And so in order to get your stroke outside there, with that distance, which is 16, you should be at 24 around here. If you want me to do the opposite, which is also an option, let's do an inside. Let's grow that to touch there and there. So in order to get my matching radius here, I would need an outside of 24. So I would personally touch the outside to make it more rounded. But I get it. If you want to keep the same radius, which is at 20, you need the inside to be at God damn it. At 4. Brain and math didn't work right there. Wasn't an option. Was no option. But yeah, that's good enough. It's not great, but it's good enough. It works. I really think that I should build like a tool or package, something that you can do like npm radius, you know, and it just create a function um, that calculates inner minus spacing outer, and then it assign the value based on that. Yeah, no, it could work. It could work. Could be a good thing. It could be a good thing. I don't know. Also, this is crazy though. The fact that this is still there, um, like that's crazy. What's my delay? Yeah, the refresh is 60 seconds. Uh, makes no sense. Makes no sense. I think Stony already used Tailwind for that. Are you using Tailwind for the Ionic app? I feel like you do. Um, I feel like you do. And now it works. You might make it. That might be a direct diagonal to it, or just next to it. Yeah, no, you make it. You make it. But you see, you're supposed to send like a message in chat, and now it's not there. Well, it's built. It's built in I forgot the fucking link. I don't have the link. It's there.
Ma!
If that's what you're looking for. Um, it is there, but apparently like the website is down, so I need to fix that. Ah. Oh, never. Because I can't figure out how to get a certificate slash license to work with NPM. So I have a hair in the middle of my forehead. Uh, it would be much better, but if I like, as long as I can't really understand how to build an NPM package that is behind a paywall, I can't really make it work because it doesn't make any sense, you know. So yeah. Also, we have some. Oh shit. Well, we don't have that now. We had something there, but now it's gone. Anyways, let me try to fix that mom thing. God damn. Framer being Framer. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense in my head just yet. So that's the reason. I mean, I'm getting skill issues with everything, to be honest, when it comes to code. So that makes a lot of sense. Huh? Yeah, 90K is crazy, huh? Sorry, that that's crazy. Oh, that's one. Okay, my bad. My bad. Yeah, but then you need to have like a license check and all that. Yes, my name is a US whatever association. I forgot. It's weird. Um, yeah, I think I need to do that somewhere else. I'm gonna need to do that on a day where I can think because right now um I can't. My brain is not available. It's on vacation right now. I can't think. I cannot think for a second. It makes no sense. Um, I also need to wake up early tomorrow, so I need to find someone to raid about now. I have a client call in the morning, which makes no sense. But it happened. So, who, who he, who he, which he. Yeah, the main thing is, um, I have grounds on my name because it's my full legal name. It's just the initials. Uh, and that has been my brand name for the longest time. However, the US Association is a company that uses the acronym as a reference, but it's not necessarily um, uh, grounds. So that's a good thing for me. Nanco's is live, which was here on Monday, which was really nice. And yeah, you know, dang. Cat's live as well. That's true. That is true. That is true. I guess I'm nan sending unless this thing is broken. Um, fully broken. All right, cool. Whatever. press button. Um, you know, I guess that makes sense. Yes. Anyways, I gotta wake up all these other. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that now. It's gonna be fine. Anyways, thanks a lot for being here. As always, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream and you want to watch it again, you can go on YouTube. By the way, the Patreon, which I don't have a button for, has the Figma bootcamp there, which is really good. And if you want to get access to the Figma bootcamp for free, you can just wait a week, and you have the first video dropping next week, I think, on Wednesday, or I do that on Friday. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I'm putting like a 2 weeks delay in between the Patreon and YouTube. Also, the Patreon members have access to exercise files, which is really good. Anyways, you can have access to the socials and the schedule thing, which I shall be back on Friday as always. And if you want to learn Japanese, you can. It's good. Or buy something, but that link is
Mom?
broken, so it's not gonna work. Anyways, I'm running out of time. As always, eat something, drink something, all that. Bye.